Hello friends, myself Hargunjot, Associate Professor in GG Khalsa College. Today I am going to begin with a new series of English grammar, specifically for all the classes, not just for any specific one class, because this is a daily usage practical grammar which is even used in conversational English, not only written or maybe reading. While reading we have to use it in all the three spheres. While reading we can correct what is wrong, and while writing we need to know how to write a proper sentence, and while studying or while speaking we need to be articulate. We do not want to give the other person this impression that we are not very comfortable with pronunciation as well as with the parts of speech. So we begin with the parts of speech. On the face of it, you will see that I am talking about very common things. Why am I teaching about such a base level grammar? This is very, very important, my friends, for you to understand that all these components, all these 8 parts of speech, namely verb, noun, pronoun, adjective, adverb, preposition, conjunctions and interjection, to which we just slide away that it's too common. They are the basis of our conversational, reading and writing English. So I shall take on each of these parts separately by citing you examples that how do we make them incorrect and how can we make the correct usage of them in our speech. Now coming to the first part of the speech, that is verb. We are all familiar with this, that verb expresses actions. Actions can be talking, walking, sitting, standing, working in the kitchen, anything that is action. Events, some things which are happening, like I'm teaching you, I'm going to a conference, so, or state of being. I am not feeling well is another case of state of being. Now I'm going to give you example for each one of these. Like for action, the dog bites into the victim's neck. When I say bites, it is an action which is taking place. Next, we can say that Sukhmanjeet Kaur was my first teacher. The very first teacher which I had, so that could be a state of being, that I was taught by her. The teacher taught me lesson number 1. So we have seen action, we have seen event and we have seen states of being. Now coming to noun. Noun, we are all familiar, Hindi, Punjabi, Naam, and we also understand that we have a proper noun and we have a common noun, countable noun and so on and so forth. So I'm giving you, noun would be name of a person, animal. When I say a person in a particular, it becomes proper noun. Like my name is Hargun, so I become a proper noun. When I just say dog, which is an animal, and it becomes a common noun because it refers to a category, a group. Then place, when I say Ludhiana, I say Amritsar, I say India. Thing could be this marker, this whiteboard. Abstract idea, abstract anything which we cannot touch, we cannot hear, we can only feel, like pain, suffering and love. So this is the proper clarification or explanation of noun. Pronouns, the third part of speech, is used to replace a noun in order to make sentence less repetitive. Like we do not want to keep on repeating the name of the person. We can replace it with the personal pronoun I, you, he, she, it, we, they. These are all, what are they? They are personal pronouns. They are used to replace names. Now the next is demonstrative pronouns. Demonstrative, as the name says, they show you something, they demonstrate you, like this, that, these, those. So these are all demonstrative pronouns. Then we have interrogative pronouns. That means question marks, the pronouns which are asking you various questions like what, who, whom, which. Then we go on to the indefinite pronouns, about whom we are not confirmed, like all of them came here, another man was there, anybody, which was there. So you have all these indefinite pronouns. Then reflective pronouns. Now, when I say reflective, it means myself, giving you relationships, yourself, herself, himself. Then we have relative pronouns. Now, when I say relative pronouns, whom, who, that, which, to which we are giving relationship. Next is possessive pronoun. Something to which I possess. Like we use the words mine, yours, his, hers, ours, his, theirs. Then we use pronouns for objects like me, you, her, him, us, them. So these are 8 kinds of pronouns which are used to replace a noun in order to be less repetitive. The noun needs to be less repetitive in a sentence. The fourth part of a speech is adjective. And an adjective is a word which modifies, changes or converts a noun by describing, identifying or qualifying words. Like, I'll speak out to you or read out to you a few sentences to make this more, explainable. The truck-shaped balloon. The truck-shaped balloon. Now it is a balloon, so when I'm describing it, it is a truck-shaped. So the truck-shaped is a adjective. The coal mines are dark. The coal mines are dark. So the dark is an adjective. The back room was filled with yellow umbrellas. The back room. Which room? Back room was filled with yellow umbrellas. Now there are umbrellas, but they are yellow in color. So the word which is describing or identifying or qualifying a noun is an adjective. Now coming to adverb. Adverb is what modifies a verb or an adjective, a phrase or a clause. Now anything which modifies a verb, an adjective and a phrase or a clause. Now it indicates manner. How do we understand that what is the adverb showing us? It either indicates manner or it indicates time, what time it is, place, definitely, cause, what was the reason, and the degree. So these are a few questions which an adverb answers. And a very simple formula in when we are given a word to be converted into an adverb or use this word as an adverb is simple, that you can add the suffix ly to it and it becomes an adverb. Easy. This is a very simple thing which we suffix means Hindi Punjabi mein 75. So anything ly added to a given word makes it an adverb. Now coming to the sixth part of the speech, that is preposition. It links nouns, pronouns which we've already done, and phrases to the other words in a single sentence. Like for example, the book is on the table. On is a preposition. The book is under the table. Again, under is the preposition. She reads the book during her class. She reads the book during her class. Now, reads the book during. During is a preposition. In the last of my lecture, I'll give you a few exercises to identify a few of these parts of the speech. Now coming to conjunction. Now conjunctions are used to link words, phrases and clauses with each other. Now this was giving, they were linking in a sentence. Now here they are linking among themselves. This is the basic way. Like, I ate pizza and pasta. And is the conjunction. Call your mother when you are ready, or call your teacher when you are ready. So when is here the conjunction. Now we also have coordinating conjunctions like and, but, for, so, yet, all of these. And then we have subordinating also, like although. Subordinating means something which helps you. That is like after, although, as, because, before, how, once, since. Now interjections. Now interjection is a word added to a sentence to convey an emotion. Now when we convey an emotion, it could be something like, if I get hurt, ouch. Ouch is an interjection, and it is generally it ends with this sign, which is all known as exclamation sign or exclamatory sign. Like, I don't know about you. Oh God, oh God, taxes are so high these days. So when I am venting out my emotions, I am giving voice to my emotions, and with some kind of a surprise element or a high note, it is known as interjection, to which all of these I will be providing you exercises and a few examples also in the next few slides which I am showing you. So if you like my video, I would always ask you to subscribe it and leave a comment, a feedback note, so that I am always motivated to make more videos which will help both in your speaking, writing and reading skills. Thank you.